First here at 4, the Department of Justice, the city and its police department were in federal court today over Louisville's consent decree. The federal judge must sign off on the agreement before it goes into effect.
But as WDRB's Dalton Godby tells us, that judge has many questions first. And Dalton, that clock is ticking.
Yeah, it sure is, guys. And here at the federal courthouse today, Judge Benjamin Beaton was being very cautious before signing that consent decree into effect. And that's what it will take for the DOJ and the city's agreement to be put into motion. But with the Trump administration due to take over in just a week, the judge had many questions about whether or not that agreement was, quote, adequate. If the judge signs off on the agreement, a monitor would be assigned to oversee Louisville's compliance and report to the courts. But Judge Beaton didn't seem sure that was the best path forward. He questioned if there could be another resolution or some sort of independent agreement between the city and the DOJ without court monitoring. The hearing was less of an argument between the city and DOJ and more of Judge Beaton questioning the parties about whether or not the agreement is necessary. The DOJ argues that it's absolutely necessary given Louisville's track record of their own attempts to reform the police department. The city isn't opposed to the consent decree given that they've already agreed to the DOJ's terms. But LMPD Chief Paul Humphrey did say in court today that some of the reform could be easier without the federal oversight. It's worth noting that the agreement between the DOJ and the city came about a month after Donald Trump won the presidential election. Judge Beaton said he was skeptical of entering into the agreement when in a few months the Trump administration could pull out of or amend that agreement. As of now, the judge hasn't signed off, meaning more debate in court is ahead before the consent decree could be signed into effect. The judge is also considering the police union's motion to intervene in the consent decree because it may have impacts on collective bargaining. Another note, while Louisville and the DOJ were in court today over the consent decree, the Louisiana governor and attorney general made a call to end New Orleans' consent decree, calling it burdensome and costly, guys.
All right, we'll keep an eye on it. Much more to come. Thanks. Dalton Godby live tonight.